Is his reaction to these developments as we wait to hear Newt Gingrich and whether he's going to be dressing his troops soon? Gary Shapiro, the Consumer Electronics Association. Gary, is it your sense here that, from a business guy's perspective, that this drags on in the Republican Party? The more it does, the more unknown it is, the less closure business guys have, maybe the more anxious they get? What do you think?
Well, there might be some anxiety, but this is like Hillary Clinton running against Obama. I mean, there's a lot of passion behind Hillary, but ultimately the writing was on the wall for Obama. And I think we're seeing that with Romney. The numbers are there. He has almost twice the delegates, plus the states are coming up soon, which are much more favorable. He said this was his away game. In terms of the business community, obviously Romney is the business candidate. He's in the South, it's the evangelical candidate that won tonight, but again, it was proportional, and Romney did well tonight. I think Gingrich is the one, actually, who perhaps should be a little bit more concerned, and we'll see what kind of Gingrich shows up tonight.
Indeed. We're waiting to hear from Speaker Gingrich, and whether he does call it quits, highly doubtful, but he had to win one of these states tonight. He didn't win either. In fact, the Alabama party chairman had told me a few minutes ago he had to win both to be viable, but that's neither here nor there because it didn't happen. So is it your sense from a business perspective things are picking up for the president? We have the NASDAQ, you know, I think of your group and all the high-tech titans and everyone. That has been on fire. NASDAQ's been on fire. Apple's been on fire. Google's been on fire. All these new offerings to come were rumored, Facebook et al. It's almost like not the go-go 90s, but certainly not the stopped 2008. What is your sense?
Well, I think President Obama has pivoted back to the business community after being rather hostile. You know, not only Boeing and Solyndra, but also the way he came out a month or so ago saying he's really hostile in terms of his tax policy on repatriation and the way he taxes big companies. But what he's done in the last couple of weeks, you know, he approved a spectrum bill. He also was very positive in terms of a Jobs Act, which is running through the House and is good for funding of early-stage companies. He's trying. He knows he has a problem with the business
who do your
community.
members support more? Is it a close call? I know technology is a different beast. I had Steve Case of AOL fame on, and that seems to be a largely Democratic crowd.
Well, there's definitely Democratic on social issues, but they're totally with Romney on business issues. So I guess which part of their heart may weigh out the strongest. Clearly, though, there's a lot of, in my membership, over 2,000 companies, tremendous support, at least among the Republicans, Romney all the way.
Do you think that the longer this drags on, though, Romney all the more damage?
I don't think so. I mean, we were hearing that 4 years ago about, frankly, Obama and Clinton, and look what happened.
Yeah, you're right.
What I do think is that if Romney wins the primary and he wins the election, that day after the election, I think business leaders will start hiring big time because they want certainty. They'd like to see a lot. They want this bad regulation to end, and they want to know that there's someone who looks upon business favorably is in the White House.
Well, obviously it hasn't affected direct hold-of-hole matchups because even for all this divisive contests and everything else, the Republican candidate, let's say Mitt Romney, is running even or slightly better than the president. Rick Santorum doesn't poll that badly either. He's within a couple of points of the president. But would the more competitive candidate be Mitt Romney? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, there's no question, I think. Even in the polls, Mitt Romney's definitely the more competitive candidate. You even heard that from the governor just a few minutes ago, that he thinks Romney will win, more likely to win rather than Santorum. Santorum has great passion, but it's a minority of the United States population which has that passion for him. So clearly there's a lot. Look, I'm a partisan. I'm out here saying I speak for myself, but I know that business leaders want to see someone who will help the jobs environment and the economy. Nothing is more important. These social issues are great depending on your views. There's passion on both sides, but you can't even afford to have those social positions unless you have a healthy economy and you have food in front of you to eat.
No, you're right. And that's all peripheral until you just have a job. Very good points. We've got